also Professor Niti Sinha ji and other our professors, those who are invisible at the moment. Our all hearty welcome to everybody. Dear students, I want to tell you about the versatility of Professor Afzal Wani. Professor Afzal Wani is a great scholar. He has been a teacher par excellence. He has been member of the Law Commission of India. He has been a professor, a distinguished professor at the Indian Law Institute. He has been the dean and professor at IP University, where he continues at the moment also. He has authored numberless books in almost all areas of the law have been touched by Professor Wani. No area remains untouched by Professor Wani's expertise and vast knowledge. It has been my privilege also that I had a long association with Professor Wani when we were both at the Indian Law Institute, and our chemistry was excellent. I always got lot of inspiration, lot of education, lot of guidance from Professor Wani. It is our privilege also and great honor also that on our request, Professor Wani accepted our invitation to be on the advisory board of the IMS Law College, where he is one of the distinguished scholars out of 11 judges and professors and senior advocates of the country. We look forward to have lot of guidance from Professor Wani. Our desire is, our aim is, our wish is that we take the IMS Law College to the level of a noted and renowned institution in the law education in India, and that will be possible only with the blessings and guidance of Professor Wani and his like people from the legal education. I extend a hearty welcome to Professor Wani, and when I requested him that you have to kindly be blessed our children, our program of the final debate competition organized by our students, he was very happy and he complimented me that we are organizing lot many seminars and webinars and programs which he has been constantly keeping in touch. The words of the great Professor Wani, I convey to all our honorable faculty members and all our students who have put in very great zeal and devotion during the lockdown period. All compliments go to you from Professor Wani. It's a rare compliment to all IMS students. I feel so proud of it. I am equally beholden to Professor Bharti Kumar. She is a brilliant scholar, brilliant professor from the National Law University of Delhi, which has got its own name, and Professor Bharti definitely and positively reflects the unused knowledge and stature. She spoke twice in our programs on the webinar, and every program was a roaring success, and our students have got great rapport with Professor Bharti, and now we feel probably we are richer by her association, valuable association with us. The subject chosen by the students is whether the COVID has contributed positively or negatively to the education or students or the legal educational setup. I just want to say that probably COVID has provided us a very good platform of holding webinars. Otherwise, it was very difficult to have great scholars like Professor Vani, Professor Bharti, etc. on the platform. They won't be able to come to Noida all 50, 60 kilometers from there, and then bless you all. So this is a positive contribution of the COVID, of course. COVID has also enabled us, uh, uh, so we can see the mountains, we can see other things also, and we are also spending good time with our families, or etc. And education system, what this digital system has come through the impact of the COVID has also been a very positive contribution to the legal education. Also, the Honorable Supreme Court of India has already started virtual courts. All hearings are being done by the Honorable Supreme Court through the video conferencing. Similarly, the Honorable High Court of Delhi is also doing it. Now the district courts are also being motivated to adopt this thing. So that is the positive thing. And I am with those who have spoken in favor of that the COVID has contributed to the legal education. Maybe many people will disagree with me, and that is the democratic spirit to disagree and agree on the point. I won't take much time, and you will have the golden words from our professors, Professor Vani, Professor Bharti, and other distinguished judges. And I welcome again them to our this seminar, this program, and seek their blessings for all our students so that they can make better and best lawyers in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your enlightening words. May I now request Faculty Convener of Nai Pehel, Professor Dr. Neeti Sinha ma'am, to address the webinar.
Respected our guest speaker, Professor Afzal Vani sir, Dr. Bharti, and our Dean sir of IMS Law College, and the judges of this debate competition. I can see many alumni here, Nitish and Gaurav and Priyanka. So you all are welcome in this webinar. And on the occasion of the valedictory session of the debate competition, we all are here, and definitely my faculty colleagues and dear students. Again, we are here in this period of crisis, as we all know that our country and the whole world is continuously struggling for the life and for the saving of the life, and we don't know how far we have been successful, but yes, fight is long and continuous, but at the same time the humanity spirit is there, that we have to be positive always, come what may. Whatever may be the situation, whatever may be the circumstances, we have to struggle, we have to fight, and definitely we have to think that way, that one day or the other day we are going to win the situation. So without feeling depressed, and even if we see somebody in our near family, or somebody in our neighborhood, or somebody on the TV channel, if we are seeing that many people are suffering and going through this pandemic, still the spirit and the feeling of the study and learning is not 2-3 months. Continuously we have been organizing such sessions, such program for our students through the knowledge sharing, and organizing such events like debate and moot courts and trial advocacy. Whatever is possible, we are trying to do. And as Dean sir has already said, that the topic is really very important, seeing the scenario that the period is this, that we are not able to move out of our house, but if we want to study, and if we have this feeling that we have to utilize this period for our own development, this is really a very good time for all of us to evaluate ourselves, to analyze that what all we can do. And this moving out stoppage has given us this opportunity. So the education system, definitely the classroom teaching and the campus environment is very important for the overall development, for the overall understanding of learning and life. But at the same time, adjusting with the circumstances and maximum utilization of the circumstances which is available to us is also very important. And in this lockdown period, in this pandemic period, many of us have learned so many new things, so many expertise we have created and understood. That is also, if we think positively, we can understand it as an opportunity also, because everything is there in our mind. Whatever we think, we are going to practice, and we are going to follow those things which are there in our mind. So without being depressed of not moving out, if we focus on what we have got in our home, what all we can do through the internet and through online teaching and learning process, it is definitely going to help the student and other academicians also. So I'm very eager to hear all those who participated in this debate, their understanding related to the topic. And as sir has already said that IMS Law College Nai Pahal is that kind of organization, or it is that kind of step and move by our students, which is always ready to work for the protection of environment. And wherever there is need of the social work, our students do these things with their academic way also, and doing the other socially required motions, socially required steps like plantation, environment protection awareness program. These activities have been we have been doing, and our students have been doing in this period also. I think on World Environment Day on 5th June, we organized one discussion on biodiversity also, and poster making for the saving of this earth and environment. So all these activities have been done by the IMS Law College Nai Pahal. So I wanted to share this with our guests also, because our students are really versatile, and in this period of pandemic, it has not stopped their spirit. And whenever they get the opportunity, they do the maximum utilization of the opportunity and conduct such programs. So without taking much time, I once again welcome all our guests for this session. And we really need blessings from the elders, from the guest speakers of today's session, for the proper growth and nourishment of our students and the members of the Nai Pahal Society. So we will be moving forward in this program, and we definitely understand that the participants who participated in this online debate competition have really done well. And we will see the first, second, third, those who participated and got the ranks. Those things also we will be informed at the end of the session. So without taking much time, we will be proceeding in the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for enlightening words. And now, on behalf of IMS Law College Noida and Nai Pahal, I extend my hearty welcome to our honorable chief guest for today, Professor M. Afzal Wani. Professor Wani is the Honorable Dean of University School of Law and Legal Studies, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University. He is a highly distinguished person with several high copious accolades to his name. He has a highly enriched teaching and research experience of more than 30 years and has several high-profile institutions and has held many eminent positions throughout his career. He has published around 13 books, and 80 research papers and articles, and presented the same at various institutions, Oxford being an example. Professor Vani has various national assignments under his belt. He was a member of the 19th Law Commission of India. He has been a coordinator for special training programs for police officers of Delhi. He is a member of several academic bodies like the Indian Law Institute and many more. These mere words alone are not enough to justify all the illustrations accomplished of our chief guest for today. Once again, we welcome you, sir. And now I request our honorable chief guest to please speak the words of wisdom.
Thank you. My mentor, Professor Dr. K.S. Bhatti, Professor Bharti, Dr. Sinha, Advocate Gaurav, Rakesh Kumarji, and so many others, and very, very dear students, Pulkit and others. I believe that this is a God-given opportunity. And all what I am going to say is coming from the depth of my understanding of the present circumstances, with a view that the theme and purpose of the debate, which has been carried online, is fulfilled. The first thing which I would like to say, especially my dear students and participants, anything that happens is adverse should be taken first as a challenge and second as an experience. These two things are very important. Why? If you take it so, then you invite your abilities, energies, capabilities, capacities to task instead of depression, instead of worry, instead of threat. You are taking it to the positive of it. So once there is an earthquake, once there is any kind of disaster, this time it is a health disaster. Why should anybody get frustrated is not having a good reason? No. We have to take it as a challenge and experience. When you are debating that whether it has damaged the student and the system, then only it is a challenge. But the question is whether you had tested your existing system, that if there comes in a challenge to it, will it be able to face the challenge or not? You had not done it. Education means that you are preparing the students to get adjusted in the society, prepare for future, make the future better, make the life better, and face the challenges. If a challenge is coming which you had never experienced, which you had never thought of, then definitely your education system does not train you to have the proper imagination which you must have. A very big country must have a very big, strong health protection and health care system. And how much of the awareness of the system was given to the students of this country at primary level, at secondary level, at college level, and at the postgraduate level? How much? How many centers of research were established to look for the different coming challenges or disasters so that we could meet those challenges? What are the specialized institutions which were established for training the students, doctors, medical staff, and all that? What sort of education was given that we were not sensitized to have all these things. And you must have seen that we are living in a very civilized period of our society, of our history. Our history, written history, is 5,000 years old. My question is that if we are civilized for the last 5,000 years, does it require a compulsion for a person to maintain the physical distancing? Are we not sensitized enough because of our history, because of our faith, because of our character, because of our being sensitive to things? Cannot we now maintain the things without any caution and police force and all that? That means the citizenry of this country has not been trained from that end. There is poverty, of course, because many do not get food. There is poverty, of course, because many are not getting good clothes. There is poverty, definitely, that our infrastructure is not good. But at the same time, we found a poverty that we could not respond civilizedly without any kind of caution, and therefore we had to have a lockdown. God, the society be so sensitive? God, the society be so educated? Cannot the students be so cultured that even once somebody says that there is a threat of pandemic, and we naturally, automatically get to another level of behavior, that we educate one another, each other, and then behave in such a way that as if there is an unseen force regulating our behavior better, better, and better than a policeman standing in a uniform outside our. Dear friends, my question is to your education system, which was already existing. You are saying it got damaged, but that system was earlier not so good that it could not have been damaged. Therefore, for future, use this experience that in future you have to revolutionize your education system. You have to revolutionize it to the extent that it creates a civilized citizenry. It creates a sensitive citizenry. It creates a thoughtful and imaginative citizenry, so that whenever there is need for being sensitive, attend anything, you are standing for a moment and getting to another kind of situation and dealing it the best, saying that I am educated enough to meet this challenge. I am educated enough to see it. And maybe second time, there may be many more kinds of challenges. Then you have to prepare your students and the citizenry in such a way through a very, very greatly developed education system that you don't feel that poverty again. What to do, what not to do, when to do, how to do, every time getting the direction. I think the minimum knowledge and training that must be coming through that education system, which you must be going to bring up now. Let the earlier one got it, that scheme, that routine has got affected. Don't worry much about it, but try to see now that how we can in future develop a system which is really giving education. Maybe you may scrap lot of content of the existing syllabus you are having. You may say it's not needed. It was a routine kind of thing. Might be it was an experience of a colonial past, but we have to keep in now mind that we have to prepare the society for with skill to manage the system, to govern the system, to make the judiciary work, to make the administration work, to make business work, to regulate the market, to work for the consumer, to work for health, and so many other things. But at the same time, to meet these disasters and challenges whenever they are coming in between. I would say that if this corona disaster has agitated you, to my mind was more agitated by the commitment of the series of rapes in the last years. Continuously, every day I would find in the newspaper that today their rape has taken place, there the rape has taken place, and of the innocent girls. To me, that was a corona. I was more hurt by that But nobody was, I don't think people were not thinking of it, that how to adjust and develop our education system, that it should not continue and perpetuate such kinds of violence in our society. There are so many other things I may say, but at the moment I would say that you have to be sensitive to anything which can be expected in the form of a disaster to health. And I refer to it when a social disaster in the form of violence against innocent girls who are there, you were not sensitive to that. At that time, you are not addressing the education system, what sort of mind our education system is building, you were not on that. What sort of sensitivity our education system was creating, you were not on that. And Corona, as Patricia rightly said, it had a positive. It could shake your mind. It could shake your conscience. It could agitate you. And therefore, please look to all the challenges, not merely to few things, look to everything and then say that how we have to revolutionize our education system to meet the existing requirements and to meet the future challenges which can be expected from any corner, from any point of view. And that's one of the very important things. But at the same time, I would say that when you have to develop the education system, at that time, please keep all aspects in mind. What we today, we have a rhetoric of sickle and sickle and sickle. The skill may mean that how you are running a computer. The skill may mean how you are writing a petition. The skill may mean that how you are marketing the things by trick or by any other thing. No, it should be not merely the skill. It should be building a very, very conscious, fair, just mind with the spirit of fellow feeling, with the spirit of being a real human being, with the spirit of really worth to be called as a human being. So if these two things are there, then definitely you are making a very good education system. I am not going for a praise, but this is a reality. Whenever I have met a person like Professor K.S. Bhatti, he had a lot of knowledge, but I have always found him talking with humility. I have always seen him talking with in the context of helping others. And then I have always found him that he is a very composed person. Now the question is, this all was not given him by the education system wherever he has studied in a primary school, college and others. No. But we cannot expect the same from everybody instantly. No, we have to orient our education system to develop these qualities. There, even if you'll find that if there is a person who has got a degree, but he is not having the spirit of being considerate to another person. Now, definitely a person who knows that he is positive, corona positive, should he not himself take the care so that he does not further spread the disease? It should happen. If there is somewhere an area, containment area, should the people of that place not have a self-restraint without so many declarations and so many restraints? No. And if we find somebody hungry, should we not arrange food for him? And if somebody needs some other kind of assistance, should we not automatically provide it? For that, we have to now orient our education system. I believe the best moment of my life sometimes when I count that when I was studying in my college in Anantnag, Kashmir, if you have heard, and I found a yatri going to Amarnath Yatra, but he was too much tired. He was not able to carry his bag. And then as an NSS volunteer, I did pick up his bag and put on my shoulders and walked 3 kilometers with him. I find that that was a very good moment of my history. Somebody had educated me on that. That is the real education. So please look to it that yes, Corona lockdown did damage our system, but it should not damage our mind. It should not damage our experience. It should not damage our will to do better. And therefore, we must take a vow that the purpose of the education will be served. The system might have been affected, but system should be repaired in such a way and developed in such a way that it fulfills our requirements for future. It makes us very good sensitive lawyers. It makes us very good sensitive judges. And then definitely you know that what is affecting our system, judicial system today, you know the problems, you know the issues. Then can we develop a better system, and can we develop a more uh, you know uh, developed system where we can find that justice becomes more prominent. It is felt that justice is done, and a person goes to the court happily. A person does not go to the court only when he is under compulsion. Today we find if somebody goes to the court, that is his last resort. That is not his first resort. The question is, what is wrong there? Why doesn't he go in the first instance? If somebody goes to the lawyer, he does not go to him happily in the first instance. He goes to him only in the last instance. Why lawyer is not the friend of the people, and why he is not considered as the savior? And the people, once, whenever there is any problem, he must be consulted by the people. And that's how I would say that along with that human element, we have to develop a better education. And that's say that the education policy should be looked now from the point of view of the experience student curve. Because we could see many things which we had not experienced earlier. We have to look to it that how a very better mind is engaged. And dear friends, I may also say that we take it as a job, and job does not always mean that we must have a person that the employer is able to extract maximum out of. No, I think the job is to be given, and the job is to be given, and then it must be given with the purpose that we take the best of the benefits for the society out of. And that's how I would describe it, that yes, there is a damage because of the lockdown. Lockdown was a necessity. Whether it was to be continued or not, this decision has to be taken. And in future, when these decisions will be taken, they have to be taken by the best of the minds in the light of the scientific experience, in the light of the human experience, and then evaluate the things and have them. So we may have lockdowns in future, but they must be on a very, very good experience and data, and impact assessment must be there. But at the same time, when we have to look at the damage to the system, yes, if the system is damaged, but we can build a better system on the base of the better experience. Probably all those things which were not needed were not there. And as Batisa was saying, that best we had the technology around, but we were not using it. And that's how the situations compelled us to use these webinars and then lectures through them, interactions through them. We are now using information technology better, and its spectrum has increased. And that's how we are making the best of it. Probably when we think of, the olden times and new times, the things have changed in a big way, but at the same time, we have to see that future is too not far, but very close to us if we have the capacity to think about. You can think of anything. Jupiter is not away from you. Mars is not away from you. Moon is not away from you. But at the same time, the future is also not away from you. Probably you have to develop your education system in such a way that you are imaginative. You are imaginative. You can understand what's going to happen. And that's how I would say Professor Bhatti, he must have seen that what the Indian Law Institute will be after another 20 years, what it will be after another 50 years. Might be his wisdom was not taken. That's some bad kind of. And I believe that he must be knowing that what IMS will be after another 20 years. I believe that IMS must be able to give an attorney general to the country, a solicitor general to the country, a very imaginative thinking mind to the country. And then he will think of the disasters which may happen. When we had the tsunami, that was an experience that nobody had thought about. Why we are every time taken unawares and our system collapses every time. And that's how we have to build our education and system in such a way, in content, in shape, in forum, in training the faculty members and teachers at all levels, how to do it, and then we can provide the best people to the system. I believe that I did spend my 10 minutes, which were given to me. Might be I had taken more, and that's why I would say that Professor Bharti and others have to speak. So here I should stop only with one word of advice, my dear students, that whenever you are facing the odds, never get frustrated. I would again say, take it as a challenge and take it as an experience. The challenge is that it gives an opportunity to you that you do something, and experiences, it makes you more wise, more experienced, more skillful, and opens the doors for future. You are now more competent. Take the COVID-19 with the same spirit. And that's why in one of my this WhatsApp small notes, I had asked, dear Corona, when are you leaving? You are killing the people who are with lesser immunity. You cannot kill the people who are having better immunity. So you are like an exploiter, because the exploiters are exploiting the weaker people. They are not exploiting the stronger people. So you are like that. Now tell me, dear COVID, when are you leaving? But I have a question to ask you. In whose name you are killing? In whose name you are killing? Some are killing in the name of wealth, some are killing in others' name, and some are killing even in the name of gods and all that. In whose name you are killing? But now you leave, you spend a lot of time with us. Please leave now, and we give us some time now. And if you had come as a reformer, okay, we learned a lesson, we will reform ourselves. But if you have come now to behave like the sovereign of Austin, then we will throw you out and we'll make you go away, because now we have learned a lot about you. So dear students, take it in this way, and God bless you. And thank you, Bhatti Sahab, again, that you gave an opportunity. I think that we all have a lesson in it. We all will learn it and then meet again some other time on some of the topics, maybe related to it or other topics. God
Thank
bless
you
all.
very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you, sir. Great, great, great. Thank you. Best compliment.
Thank you,
Best
sir.
compliment.
Thank you, sir.
Correctly said that education is the key to everything. And I think that Corona must be killing in the name of karma. I think so. So moving ahead, sir, it's a pleasure to have you here. And if you could have noticed, like while I was introducing you, my page was less, but not your learned experience. So we all are privileged to see you in our lifetime, and we are privileged to have
Thank
you
you.
at
Thank
this
you.
webinar.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Always,
sir.
always. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Moving
sir.
ahead,
Thank you.
now I request Mr. Nitesh Kumar Upadhyay, founder, knowledge sees, and esteemed judge of our competition, to enlighten us with few words.
Hearty welcome, Nitish
I,
ji. Hearty welcome. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot, K.S. Bhatti, sir, Niti Manam, and all other panel of judges and colleagues and students. On a very honest note, when you're talking in terms of pandemic, this was not a choice by anyone. So whatever have came to us was a big surprise. And every time whenever you see that how much we are ready for these surprises is all that we have to do in academics. So we are need not to just prepare our students for a year or two. We need to also focus that they should be able to face a challenge which will come, let's take a 10 years after we teach a particular subject to them. So there is always changes into law, there is always changes into situations. So we need to give certain education, we need to give education in a way which is futuristic, where you presume a future, or at least we train students to develop in a way that they are ready for facing any problem in future. I agree with the Professor Abdulwani that our education system was not so good, but I also like to just add one thing, that there is never a bad student, there is always a bad professor. So if there have been a bad system of education in India, then there is definitely their need that people who are from my fraternity who are teaching. I'm also teaching at Galgotias University. So we need to be not do commendable jobs and things. We also need to be better. We need to think about our teaching pedagogies, the way we are teaching, with the way we are interacting in class, and the kind of values and virtues that we are giving to the students. uh, I have been to I've studied at National Law University, and I have found that people boozing with professors and all, I do not say it's bad or something. It was personal choices of professor and students both. But what kind of value we are giving to our students? If we are following a track which may be a question of ethics or legality, and we as a professor itself are not following it, what we will be training our students? So it's not just about because I'm commenting on this on the grounds when the Professor Vani was talking about rape victims and all. So this pandemic has given me personally, if I'm talking in terms of me, an opportunity to interact with a lot of people which was otherwise not possible. So I'm talking to people here in India, I'm also having a word with people abroad, I'm learning from them. There are a lot of students who are learning from me. The only halt that I have never thought of, that I use a lot of clinical methods of teaching in my class. So I use tabula rasa, jigsaw group, fishball approach, and all these things I use in my class, social experimentation and things, pairing and sharing, sticky notes and all, to teach. And this pandemic has given me a food for thought, that how I will be using these clinical methods now when I'm doing online teaching, because everything is failed. There is no contact, direct contact of me with students. So whatever clinical method I was using are a failure. So recently I have planned to publish a book on taking clinical legal education during lockdown, or online mode of clinical legal education. So I'm also studying. So there is the learning never stops. So I'm learning how to cope up with COVID in terms of education system. No doubt the mentorship that we give to students when we are in physically face-to-face classroom was not there in virtual classrooms, but we did whatever we could do best in this particular time, as student also, as faculty also. And I hope the best part of human is that they forget things very easily. So as soon as this pandemic is over, the online mode class is over, we'll forget it. And no doubt, as a teacher, we need to keep it in mind that okay, we may forget the time, but we need to prepare the world, the student, ready for these kind of challenges in future. So they should not be just knowing the world where they can work physically and all. They should also be well versed with the technicalities and technology to survive in future. So with these words, I thank all my professors who taught me, all senior, Dr. Bhati sir, Professor Labzalwani. Professor Labzalwani had trained me into clinical legal education at quite a few places in faculty development. So he's also a teacher to me. Dr. Bhati ma'am, I met her at Turkey first in 2014, and since then she's in touch with me. She's like a senior who is guiding me, who is mentoring me in my passion, that is I do online. So with these words, I thank everyone. Thanks to my fellow colleagues also. I can see Gaurav Mishra is there, Priyanka is there. So it's nice to see you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening words. Now I request Advocate Priyanka Mishra, advocate at Law Pride, and another one of our esteemed judges, to speak a few words.
Hello. A very good evening to all respected teachers and members of Nai Pehal Society. Uh, Hello,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Nai Pehal Society. A Nai Pehal Society organized such a wonderful debate competition at national level through online mode. I observed each and every student who presented and uploaded their videos. They performed very well, effectively and efficiently. So I am very happy to see the talent of the student who all participated very confidently in this debate, and feeling proud that I got this auspicious opportunity to act as a judge in this debate competition which holding at national level. I'm very thankful to my teachers who provided this great opportunity to me. So I would like to say, I think so from the second week of March, state government across the country
मैं बात कर रहा
begins
हूँ
began shutting down
आ जाओ
schools and
इधर
colleges
देखो
temporarily as a measures to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus,
या पैरान
which
खानी
is
में
one of the great pandemic disease. It is close to a month and there is no certainty when they will be open. This is a very crucial time for the education sector. Boards, examinations, nursery, schools admissions, entrance tests of various universities, and competitive examinations, among others, all held during this period. As the days pass, there is no immediate solution to stop the outbreak of COVID-19. Schools and universities closure will not only have a short period impact on the continuity of learning for more than 285 million young learners in India, but also engender far-reaching economic and societal consequences. The structure of schooling and learning, including teaching and assessment methodologies, was the first to be affected by these closures. Only a handful of private schools would adopt online teaching methods. Their low-income private and government schools counterparts, on the other hand, have completely shut down for having access to e-learning solutions. The students, in addition to the missed opportunity for learning, no longer have access to healthy meals during this time and are subjected to economic and social stress. This is a very crucial time for the government as well as for us. We have to be unite themselves and encourage others to fight with this situation with peacefully and in a effective manners. The bigger concern, however, on everybody's mind is the effect of the disease on the employment rate. Needless, I would like to say, the pandemic has transformed the centuries-old top teaching models to one driven by methodology. This disruption in the delivery of education is pushing policymakers to figure out how to drive engagement at scale while ensuring inclusive e-learning solution and tackling the digital divide. So much more. So I would like to not taking much more time. So thanks to all of us, all whosoever are present over here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I now request one of our esteemed judges of this competition, Advocate Gaurav Mishra, Pingalkra at Delhi State Legal Service Authority, to speak a few words.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you so much, sir.
And I can first of all congratulate to the society Nai Pehal, who is organizing such a wonderful debate competition on that national level. And one thing which I like most that the society has not established the language barrier for the participants. that is due to which the participants from the every state, I have seen all the videos of the participant which they have sent to us, and we go through with it. Then we found that the participants from the rural areas have participated and expressed their views on the motion or against the motion. And that is such a wonderful opportunity that society provided to all the participants. And one thing is that we all are going through with the regular lockdown. And we found that one thing which I want to share here, that due to that or only because of that competition, we came to know that we are digitally how much strong. As in a rural area, the participant uh, participated in the competition through the e-learning portal or through the e-portal and expressed their views. And we are going through their expressions and views, and found that how much they are strong, and how much they know m- uh, about the points and the topic. And the wonderful thing is that every participant express their views, and uh, they are very well go through with the topic. One thing which we thought that when the lockdown is have started, that the people will go to afraid, and how much how can they will go through with their studies. But that is a very fortunate thing that every student go through, continue with their studies, and express their voluntary we can say that express their voluntary willingness to study their subjects, their examination, and preparing at their home. That is very fortunate for our country, that our students are very much aware about the and very much about their studies. And one thing is that I thought the regular lockdown, it, that one thing is that the lockdown is affecting the studies, and some people are thinking that the lockdown have not affected the studies. Yes, there is a differentiation in their views, but one thing which we commonly known, that the every person doing their work with their effective willingness, and it is really very appreciable for each and every participant. And I congratulate to every participant that they have participated in the competition. And when we go through with the videos that they have sent us, uh, we found that every participant have made hard work, have expressed their views. But it is the rule of the competition that we have to choose the best three, and we have chosen that. But one thing I want to say to all the participants, that winning or not winning is a part of the competition, but it doesn't mean you have not expressed their views, yeah, you have not ability to debate. That's different part thing, that all of the among all of the participants, only 3 will win. And I think you congratulations to all the participants, and wish you all success. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Lastly, I now request Professor Dr. Bharti, Professor of Law, NLU Delhi, an esteemed judge of our competition, to enlighten us with few words, following which I request her to declare the winners of this competition.
Much. I would first just give a small, my inputs to the competition. And respected Afzal Wani sir, it's a privilege to share the dais, the platform with a teacher like you. Professor Bhati, the Dean, IMS Law College, who has been so encouraging of various activities in this college. Dr. Neeti and dear students of the Nai Pehel team and student participants of the competition. It's been an absolute pleasure to be part of this very innovative activity, the debate competition, which has been thrown open to students across India by the Nai Pehal team of IMS Noida. It was a Nai Pehal indeed. You know, the name Nai Pehal was absolutely, that acronym was absolutely suiting here. I congratulate the student organizing team of Nai Pehal, Pulkit and other members, the faculty and the Dean IMS Law College for a very different initiative taken, different from the oft-repeated webinars, moods, and completed so successfully within the given time limit. There has been indeed a very superb response to the competition, and the video presentations have been a sheer delight to watch. The presentations have been in both English and Hindi, and the vernacular usage is again something distinctive about this competition. It's definitely not easy to put across your views in a short span of approximately 3 minutes each, but it was done by most with elan. Young boys and girls have participated very enthusiastically, and there is a fresh perspective by many on the contemporary theme of the debate. The theme itself is reflective of the present unprecedented crisis that has totally flummoxed the education system and its stakeholders. The multitude of online classes and consequent problems of connectivity, and even the accessibility of such classes relates to the physical aspect of the issue. There is the other aspect which relates to the quality, the lack of deliberations, which is an essence of legal learning, the problem of conducting assessments. These are predicaments that have less than satisfactory solutions. While there are pros and cons of the situation, and undoubtedly the resilience is being tested, it is hoped that the human spirit triumphs eventually. The most difficult times brings out the best and the worst, and it is hopefully the best that is going to be much more. It's been a learning process for all, and I'm absolutely confident that everyone shall be collaborating in all walks of life to get solutions, including in education. The key sectors as education, healthcare, and justice, they should now become reoriented, and economic prosperity uh, eventually there has to be new paradigms and new models and new formats in which economic prosperity belongs to all instead of harming environment or a rat race of the few. The challenge has to be taken as an opportunity as expressed by Professor Vani, and a new dawn is awaited with the youth adapting and being better prepared to a future that may have many more such pandemics or anything unanticipated, because it's not the last of what we've seen. There are predictions that it's the problems may be in multitudes in future, but this is not to lose our heart. The power of the youth is amazing, and I witnessed it recently when a galaxy of colleges of Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Delhi, they came together, the students, and they were instrumental in enabling a train for the migrant labor from Mumbai to Madhya Pradesh. I was part of this activity, and it was absolutely superb and wonderful, to be part of this whole, endeavor in which the migrant laborers, they were ensured their eventually they could reach home, and it was somewhat, from the beginning till the end. Even when they reached various stations in Madhya Pradesh, there were buses organized, there was food that was arranged, and so it was a very exhaustive exercise, which ultimately culminated in the people reaching their homes, and it was a very satisfactory experience. So we look forward to the youth for many more such endeavors, and particularly in the context of this competition, I would congratulate again to the organizing team and to all the winners who have put in a very tremendous effort for the purpose of this debate competition. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And that migrant work that you said, and I would like to tell you that I was also a part of it. And every day,
okay.
continuously, we were making 900 calls per person.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
we had to contact them and ask them where they are and what problem are they facing in reaching to the station.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
currently,
Very nice.
currently we are working with two NGOs. One is ZFI, that is Food India, that makes food available to the people. And if we are not able to make them reach their home, then we are providing food for them if they are not having the foodstuffs also.
Very good.
So I may just concur that I was part of this exercise. I also made lots of phone calls and I was working along with the students and I was at a loss actually. And so many students, they were actually guiding the entire process. So it was
Yes, ma'am, exactly.
So
absolutely
grateful
a
to you,
delight.
Professor Bharti. We are really extremely grateful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So moving ahead, ma'am, I request you to please announce the names of the winners for the competition.
Thank you. At the very outset, I must congratulate all the participants of the competition across the country from various colleges that have, given in their video presentations and have worked remarkably on this particular theme. But as a measure of incentive and encouragement, there is always a list of winners, and it is my pleasure now to announce the winners. Right. So the popular debater in this segment, Ayushi Singhal, from the first year MCOM from DNPG College, is the winner. In the category of popular debater, Ayushi Singhal,
I
first
think
year
she's
MCOM.
there. She's present in this session. Ayushi Singhal.
Ayushi, are you here? Can you come on the video for a moment, please? If Ayushi is here.
Yeah, she's there.
Okay.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And if I remember, Ayushi, you have been, you spoke in Hindi. That is one thing I remember about you. Right. The second position is Manish Chaturvedi, third year BA from DLPG College, Mahau, Indore. Is Manish Chaturvedi here?
Yeah, Manish.
Great. So congratulations to both Ayushi and to Manish.
Thank you so much. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Done extremely well. Yeah. Well, now we come to the cream, and it's been a very difficult choice because there were 66, I think, total participants. A very huge number, I would say, for a debate competition. And I again would like to congratulate Nayi Pehal team and the dean and the faculty and all the students. They really managed to get the best, on board. And the first position is taken by Udyan Bhattacharya. He belongs to the third year BLLB from Jorhat Law College. Udyan Bhattacharya, are you here, please?
Yes.
And I think all of them have spoken for the motion that pandemic is.
Yes, I am here. I'm here, ma'am.
Udyan, yeah, Udyan.
Could you put on
Yes,
the
ma'am.
video? Are you there on the video? Can we all see you? Congratulations, Udyan, to you. And
Thank you, ma'am.
Manish and to Ayushi. And over to the to Amaya now.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for doing the honors. And now I request Pulkit sir to please share the screen and show the videos of all our three winners. Over to you, Pulkit sir.
1 minute, madam.
It's 3 minutes video. It's 3 minutes video for all the rankers. It's 3 minutes video or more than that.
Yeah, no, ma'am, 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It's the video for popular
आज मैं आई थी भारत में निरंतर तालाबंदी छात्रों सहित विपक्ष प्रस्तुत करूंगी। जब देखती हूँ संवेदनाएं तब मैं भी सोचती हूँ कि विषय के पक्ष में खड़ी होती हूँ। भारत में निरंतर तालाबंदी छात्रों सहित समूची शिक्षा व्यवस्था को मैं जानती हूँ कि हम वक्त की नजाकत को नजरअंदाज कर नहीं सकते, हम भविष्य है विश्व की तकनीक से पिछड़ नहीं सकते। और मेरे प्रिय विपक्षी साथियों, कर दो नजर में नजरिए में बदलाव कर दो। सर्वप्रथम मैं सभी छात्र साथियों से प्रश्न करना चाहूंगी कि आप किस आधार पर इस निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचे हैं कि निरंतर तालाबंदी ने आपको व शिक्षा व्यवस्था को अपूर्णीय क्षति पहुंचाई है। देखिए, सामान्य ज्ञान भी नहीं कहता है कि किसी भी व्यवस्था में एक व्यक्ति को नुकसान तब होता है जब किसी अन्य व्यक्ति को फायदा हो रहा हो। आप फेल तब कहलाएंगे जब कोई अन्य छात्र पास हो रहा हो। इस एक मत परिस्थिति में ऐसी शक्ति कैसा ना हो। मैं आप सबको सूचित कर दूं कि भारत में सभी शिक्षा स्थल जुलाई से खुलने पर संकेत राष्ट्रव्यापी ऑनलाइन सर्वेक्षण के तहत 92% अभिभावकों ने हालात सामान्य न होने तक बच्चों को शिक्षा स्थल भेजने पर असहमति जताई। दोस्तों, हमारे माता पिता का यह डर इस बात का बहुत बड़ा सबूत है कि आज अपूर्णीय क्षति की नोक पर छात्र शिक्षा से पहले छात्र जीवन। और ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है कि शिक्षा व्यवस्था की संरक्षण पर सब मौन है। कहते हैं आवश्यकता आविष्कार की जननी होती है, और इसी आवश्यकता की घड़ी में राज्य सरकार ने टॉप पेरेंट्स रेडियो प्रोग्राम ऐप जैसी सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराई है, और साथ ही अनेक संस्था युवा की ऊर्जा को सकारात्मक दिशा देने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। नई पहल द्वारा आयोजित की वाद विवाद प्रतियोगिता इसका सर्वश्रेष्ठ उदाहरण है। साथ ही मैं अपने सभी विपक्षी साथियों को ये स्पष्ट कर दूं कि तालाबंदी ने आपको उससे बाहर जाने से रोका है, आत्मध्यम करने से नहीं। तो यदि इस महत्वपूर्ण वक्त को आप डैलगोना कॉफी चैलेंज या लूडो खेलकर व्यर्थ कर रहे हैं तो क्षमा कीजिएगा, इस अपूर्णीय क्षति के जिम्मेदार आप खुद हैं। अंत में मैं सभी अपने छात्र साथियों व शिक्षा जगत के लोगों से अनुरोध करना चाहूंगी कि यह परिस्थिति जैसे आई है वैसे एक दिन चली जाएगी। आप सब जिन पदों पर आसीन हैं, वहाँ एक व्यक्ति की आत्मदीप्ति पूरा देश पर आती है। और भाई, मुझे तो पूरा भरोसा है कि यदि 19वीं शताब्दी इंग्लैंड की थी, 20वीं शताब्दी अमेरिका की थी, तो यदि आज हमारे देश का सकारात्मक ऊर्जा से परिपूर्ण युवा जागरूक हो जाए तो 21वीं शताब्दी हर हाल में भारतवर्ष होगी। धन्यवाद। जय हिंद।
Now the second position, Manish Chaturvedi.
अध्यक्ष महोदय, सम्मानित श्रोतागण, दिए गए विषय के विपक्ष में अपने विचार प्रस्तुत करना चाहूंगा। महोदय, चाणक्य नीति कहती है, कामधेनु गुणावत्या आकाले फलदायिनी प्रवासे मात्र सादृशी विद्या गुप्तम धने स्मृतम। अर्थात विद्या में कामधेनु के समान गुण होते हैं। अकाल प्रिय स्थितियों में, विपरीत परिस्थितियों में विद्या माता के समान हमारी रक्षा करती है एवं हमें रुकने नहीं देती, अपितु चले वेद की संकल्पना को मूर्त रूप प्रदान करती है। महोदय, बीते कुछ समय में भारत में कमर्शियल विभाग में एक नई तकनीक ने जन्म लिया है जिसे हम वर्क फ्रॉम होम के नाम से जानते हैं। और इस तालाबंदी के दौर में एक रिपोर्ट यह कहती है कि वर्क फ्रॉम होम ने हमारी अर्थव्यवस्था को अत्याधिक नुकसान पहुंचने से बचाया है। तो यदि वर्क फ्रॉम होम हो सकता है तो स्टडी फ्रॉम होम क्यों नहीं? महोदय, इस तालाबंदी के दौर में कई ऑनलाइन ऐप्स के द्वारा, सोशल मीडिया के द्वारा, गूगल मीट के द्वारा, जूम ऐप के द्वारा, फेसबुक लाइव के माध्यम से स्टडी फ्रॉम होम की संकल्पना को शिक्षा व्यवस्था में जीवंत रूप प्रदान करने का प्रशंसनीय प्रयास किया है, जिसका परिणाम यह हुआ कि हमारे शिक्षकों ने, हमारी शैक्षणिक संस्थाओं ने लगभग प्रत्येक विद्यार्थियों तक शैक्षणिक सामग्री उपलब्ध कराकर समूची शिक्षा व्यवस्था को पूर्ण क्षति पहुंचने से बचाया है। और महोदय, ध्यान देने वाली बात यह है कि भारत में तालाबंदी उस समय लगाई गई जब विद्यालयीन संस्थाओं में ग्रीष्मकालीन अवकाश चलता है। महोदय, इस तालाबंदी ने जिस प्रकार पूर्ण क्षमता से हमारे स्वास्थ्य कर्मी, हमारे सफाई कर्मी, हमारे पुलिसकर्मी, हमारे समाज सेवी डटे हुए हैं, ठीक इसी प्रबल क्षमता से हमारे शिक्षक, हमारी शैक्षणिक संस्थाएं घरों में होते हुए भी शिक्षा की जागृति की मशाल को कायम रखने के लिए तन मन धन पूर्ण समर्पण के भाव से डटे हुए। महोदय, इस तालाबंदी ने हमारे छात्रों को, हमारे देश की शैक्षणिक संस्थाओं को अपूर्ण क्षति नहीं अपितु स्वावलंबित बनाया है। महोदय, स्वावलंबित, क्योंकि कल तक जो छात्र अपनी अवधारणाओं, अपनी जिज्ञासाओं, अपनी समस्याओं के पूर्ण हेतु पूर्णतः शिक्षकों पर निर्भर थे, आज वही छात्र अपनी समस्याओं, अपनी अवधारणाओं, अपनी जिज्ञासाओं की पूर्ति हेतु पूर्णतः शिक्षकों पर निर्भर करके स्वावलंबित बन रहे हैं। महोदय, वे अपनी समस्याओं का समाधान स्वयं ढूंढना सीख रहे हैं। महोदय, मैं जानता हूं मेरे प्यारे विपक्षी मित्र इस आधुनिक शिक्षा से, इस ऑनलाइन शिक्षा से पूर्णतः सहमत नहीं होंगे। इनके विचारों में ऑनलाइन शिक्षा केवल शहरों तक ही सीमित होगी। तो माफ कीजिएगा, लेकिन आज इस वैश्वीकरण के दौर में यह कहना केवल और केवल अपनी कमजोरी को दर्शाना मात्र, क्योंकि महोदय, आज हिमालय की तंद्राओं से लेकर नीलगिरी की पहाड़ियों तक दूरसंचार का बृहद फैलाव हुआ है, जिसके सदुपयोग से आज समूचे भारत ने छात्रों से शैक्षणिक व्यवस्थाओं तक को सुचारू रूप से संचालित कर स्वयं को अपूर्ण क्षति पहुंचने से बचाया है। और अंततः मैं भगवान बुद्ध की वह बात कहना चाहूंगा जिसमें वे कहते हैं, अब दीपो भवा, अर्थात आप यदि स्वयं के दीपक बनने में सक्षम है तो कोई भी अंधकार रूपी तालाबंदी आपको अपूर्ण क्षति नहीं पहुंचा सकती। अतः आपको स्वयं का दीपक बनना होगा। जय हिंद, वंदे मातरम, भारत माता की।
Now the first position, Udyan Bhattacharya.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Udyan Bhattacharya, and I am currently pursuing my law degree from Jorhat Law College. Today, I stand against the motion, and I see no single reason as to why someone would stand for the motion. The topic for the debate is the continuous lockdown in India has dealt with irreparable damage to both the students and the entire education system. At the very beginning, I would like to say that most of the people have a completely wrong definition, wrong understanding of what education means. It is due to the fact that all they understand is the definition of education given by the British education system, which is not only fraught from various angles, but is also corrupted from its very within. Speaker, education strives not only to develop a better civil society, but also to liberate our minds. The education system can never die if you work for those people of the society who are deprived of their right to life and personal liberty as given by Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. The education system can never die if we educate those people of the society who have no money to afford books, who have no money to afford tuitions, and even the education system as well. Respected Speaker, if you say that all education is memorizing notes given by our teachers and giving examination, all education is getting a degree, I would say it is the most corrupted definition of education. It is due to such definition of education that our youth still today can't understand why education is important. Respected Speaker, is it true? Is it true that you can't get educated by studying our books? Is it true that you can't get educated by searching the internet? Is it true that our mind works only when we're in a classroom? If it is true, respected Speaker, then it is an insult to the entire humanity, because it shows not only how incapable our brains are, but also shows how dependent we are on others. It is also an insult to people like Srinivasa Ramanujan, whose each and every mathematical equation was itself a research data. It is also an insult to people like Manoj Sharma, who in spite of failing his class 12 boards, still became an IS officer. Respected Speaker, saying that the lockdown has given irreparable damage to both the students and the entire education system is having a pessimist view of life. Rather, I would say we should have an optimist view of life and work for a better tomorrow. Respected Speaker, we should also remember it is not the first time that such lockdown has happened in this globe. The 1918 Spanish influenza killed approximately 50 million people all over the globe, which was even more deadly than the COVID-19 epidemic. Still, weren't the people able to educate themselves? They definitely were. They were able to educate themselves and they grew further. Respected Speaker, I think we should all do the things given by the fundamental duties of the Indian Constitution. We should all follow the duties and we should all look for a better tomorrow. Thank you.
So these were all the 3 videos by our first, second, and third winner. And ending with the event, I would now request Professor Dr. K.S. Bhati sir for the closing remark.
Thank you, Amaya.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I want to congratulate the three winners, Ayushi, Mr. Chaturvedi, Mr. Bhattacharya, for the outstanding speeches they rendered. All these three people deserve our hearty congratulations. We also congratulate all other 66 participants, those who sent their contributions, their videos, and wish them all the best in the next endeavor, because it's very difficult to make a choice who is the winner and who is not. So all of you, you go with the blessings of Senior Most Professor M. Afzal Wani sir. He has blessed you all with the two main things. That is, you have to accept the challenge and you have to experience in the odd circumstances, and then you have to translate them into reality and action. These two guru mantras from Professor Wani will go a long way with you all. Professor Wani has also wanted you to become the Attorney General of India, the Solicitor General of India, adorn the Apex Court, adorn the High Court, become the judges, become the leading advocates, legal luminaries, and become the professors of law like Professor Wani and like Professor Bharti Kumar. Like, we are also very proud of our alumni, Professor Nitish Upadhyay. We are also very happy and grateful to Priyanka Mishra ji and Gaurav Mishra ji for all their help. So from the elders, you are going with the blessings of a very, very bright future in the field of legal system, in the field of judiciary, in the field of legal education, in the field of advocacy. The reference was made by Professor Wani and Professor Bharti about the migrant labor. It has been it was a real pandemic with those people. Lakhs of people, they had to travel long miles and kilometers of journey. A girl took her father to Bihar, 1200 kilometers. She walked on the cycle rickshaw and took her father. And similarly, one person from Nagpur, he took another person to Muzaffarnagar, and from Muzaffarnagar he went to Nagpur. So this pandemic has also given lot of experience also, and now the government is also concerned that about the migrant labor, some data collection should be done. Despite all these things were in the statute book, the interstate migrant labor. I also had a reservation about calling them Pravasi Mazdoor. Yeah, unko hum, why we are calling them migrant labor? They are part of the country. It was very unfortunate that there were borders created. The people, they were told to leave out their houses and go to their homes. This was last. Some events further may take place. Now, every day there is a Bhukamp is coming. We are experiencing, Delhi has experienced about 12 or 18 earthquakes in very quick succession. So we have to be ready with these kinds of eventualities. You being the students of law, you have to go by the words of wisdom, the rays of knowledge which has been showered upon you by Professor Wani, Professor Bharti, Professor Nitish Upadhyay, the two advocates, Priyanka Mishra ji and Gaurav Mishra ji, and our Professor. Very good, hearty welcome, hearty congratulations, Ayushi, to you. And we all shower our blessings on you people. Adorn the apex court, adorn the high court, adorn the judiciary, and become the law professors, become the legal practitioners, and more so. The pandemic has also shown that you should go for community lawyering. The lawyer is the person who has to serve the humanity. Professor Wani said that you have, as a lawyer, you have to remedy the situation. You have to heal the wounds of the sufferer. So, community lawyering means you have to learn, you have to understand the problem of the person and then help him out and solve the problem. That was their, that is the spirit behind the lawyering. So a community lawyering also you must develop, that you serve the people of the country, people of the society with this. I have no adequate words to express my gratitude to Professor Afzal Wani sir. He is always very positive, very constructive, very helpful, very cooperative. Whenever, wherever I have always found him, he is always very helping, very caring, very loving, very affectionate, very motivated, full of wisdom and knowledge, and a person who is so humble in nature, never arrogant. Otherwise, I have seen the professor, they do not allow even the students to enter the room. Nevertheless, we are grateful to you, sir, and I am sure your blessings will go for a long, long way
Always,
with
always.
these students, and they will definitely, they will fulfill your desire and your blessings, and they will be people of the great caliber in the country. And I also take this opportunity to thank Professor Bharti Kumar. She has been, say, only we have come closer within couple of months back, and she has endeared herself to our students, to our institution like anything. And she is so helpful, she is so nice, and she devoted a lot of time in judging all these things. And we always count upon her support also. And Professor Wani, of course, he is the member of our advisory board of the MS Law College. It's privileged to have him on the advisory board. So we'll
Thank you,
take
sir.
the college. What you said, sir, 20 years, what will be my dream, my imagination? I may not survive by 20 years. But whatever I am here for, how many years I have left by the God with me in life, and if I happen to be with the MS, I would see that something better is contributed.
Definitely, you will do the best.
So kind of you, sir. And to my friends, Nitish Upadhyay is our alumni. He is a very brilliant scholar. He is a brilliant teacher, and he is a co-professional. And his support now, he is also guiding our research team. He voluntarily offered that 16 students should be sponsored with him. He'll be guiding them in the research. So I also place on record our thanks to Professor Nishit Upadhyay and our friends from the legal fraternity, Priyanka Mishra ji, Gaurav Mishra ji, for
Thank
their
you,
all
sir.
contribution, like, and because these budding lawyers, they will join your cadre. So you have always to be to treat them like your younger brothers and sisters. So they will have all guidance. From the core of my heart, I thank the Nai Pahal team also. They have done very great work. Amaya, Ashutosh, what is Vikalp,
Pulkit.
Pulkit. Vikalp, I am remembering Professor Vikalp. So Pulkit and other boys and girls, those who have done in the Naipal. And I also congratulate Professor Niti Sinha ji. She is the mentor. She is the leader of these young girls and boys, and she has cultivated them into what they are today. And
Thank you,
then
sir.
I am also grateful to my all distinguished fellows, faculty members. they put in their heart and soul in training these students, in teaching these students, and they have never allowed this pandemic to disturb them. Day and night, 24/7, they are working. I am proud of the faculty members of the IMS Law College. They are doing so wonderful. So the words will never finish because my heart is always beating to convey more and more my gratitude and thanks to all of you. And now I hand over to Amaya with my all blessings to all the young girls and boys for excellent performance what they have had. So Amaya, please take over. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so
Thank
much,
you, sir.
And when we are all of us are here, it is all because of your support and your motivation. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
And correctly said that through
Thank you
this
so
pandemic, we have been able to see a clear picture that where as a country, as an individual, we all stand. And so
Good.
now, moving ahead, I would now request Professor Govind Goyal, sir, Program Coordinator Law, to please end with the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Amaya. A warm
Thank
and
you so
graceful
much, sir.
evening to you all. Most valued, honorable chief guests, our dean sir, worthy teachers, colleague, my participants and my dear friends, as well as alumni and everyone gathered here. It's my extreme pleasure and privilege to propose a vote of thanks to the galaxy of intellectuals who have gathered over here and to enlighten us, to inspire us with their words of wisdom. Without their presence, I think this day would not have happened. And my thanks to Almighty on behalf of the entire fraternity of the institution. First of all, I would like to extend my most sincere thanks to the Almighty God for making this today's event a resounding success. With His blessings and grace, we are able to make this event what it was. And my thanks to, I extend a really hearty vote of thanks to our chief guest, Professor Labjarwani sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion. Today, sir, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts that how can we make the most of this pandemic. Your golden words, I think, are really going to encourage us, our students, in the future events and in our practical life. Sir, your thoughts have enlightened our minds and have shown us a new path. My gratitude to all the speakers, especially Professor Dr. Bharti Kumar ma'am, for sparing her time, and she has been benevolent enough and kind enough to always accede to our request to enlighten our students. Thank you so much, ma'am, for gracing this occasion and sharing your opinion today. My thanks, I'm immensely thankful to our Dean sir for his efforts towards making us organize these events. Sir, thank you so much. You are a strong pillar for us, and because of your presence in the institute, we have been seeing that institute has been risen to the greater heights. Thank you so much for your sir dedication, for your
Thank you,
motivation,
Govindji.
for your
Thank you,
dynamic
Govindji.
approach and your leadership. Your
Thank you,
acumen
Govindji.
and your sharp vision is always, sir, inspiring us, and we find a great impetus in all the endeavors of yours, sir. Thank you so much, sir, once again, because you are very proactive
Thank you,
and
Govindji.
dedicated to the institution, and which is reflected in your actions. And the great thing which is reflected and mentioned by Professor Vani sir, that you are too humble. Beside being so versatile and wise, a sage person, you are too humble. And because of humility, as a person, we have learned a lot from you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I'm really
so
short
kind
of
of
words for your involvement and your willingness to take on the completion of the task beyond your comfort zone, sir. Thank you so much. And my thanks to my alumni, dear alumni, Professor Nitish Upadhyay and Gaurav Mishra, advocate, as well as Priyanka Mishra. Thanks to you for sparing your time and just gracing this occasion. We are really proud of you and wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and may you scale the more and more heights in your future. My special mention of thanks to Professor Dr. Niti Sinha ma'am. She is a great pillar of strength And with a deep sense of appreciation, I thank you, ma'am, for
Thank
your
you, sir.
untiring efforts
Thank you, sir.
and your always providing the motivation and inspiration to the student. They should come up with the best, because education is what I believe that education is bringing out the best. And this pandemic though has created the outrage, but this has, I think this unlocked the creativity and opportunity for us. So education as such is not a stop, because I have learned that education and learning is taking place everywhere, where whether it is not just restricted to the four walled house or the physical setup of the classroom, rather everywhere, whether we are in bus or in the school or in the home or on the road, we are learning a lot from each and everything. Like Dattatreya ji, there were 24 gurus. So like we are having multiple gurus, multiple mentors, and here we have got the galaxy of intellectuals, and thanks to all of them. And my sincere gratitude to the Nai Pahal team, backed by our strong students, rock solid support system, rather I must say, and their always involvement in organizing such events. Special thanks to Ashutosh and Aryan, as well as Pulkit, Amaya, and others. I don't know how many are there. Sorry, I can't mention your names. I'm sorry for that. But you deserve hearty expression of thanks to you, because of your involvement and your hard work, we have seen today's day, and this is a rocking success today. Thank you so much for your making this event happen. And finally, I would like to thank to all the participants across the nation. You have participated in this, a great competition which has been organized in the online mode, and your participation has definitely made a great success of this event. And we are thankful to you and would like to expect you to participate more and more in future events as well. And because there are days of hard work which are evident in your acts. I have just listened to your speeches, your address, and that they are wonderful actually. So all the programs today was very good and we enjoyed by each one of present over here. And last but not the least, big thank to each one of you who made this day happen, and you made this day memorable for all of us. On behalf of IMS Law College, let me thank all the students, everyone, for being involved and hardworking for making this happen. Thank you so much. I know that our students are not only good at academics, but also in extracurricular activities. We value you, and every moment that you stay in this temple of learning like IMS Law College, we really cherish your presence and would like to see you scale the heights in future. Thank you so much. And at last, thanks to one and all present over here.
Thank you, Govindji. Thank you, Govindji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Professor Bharti. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Bharti.
Sir.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much.
Once
Thank you,
again, to all the participants, congratulations. And to all the dignitaries, thank you for joining with us the webinar today. I
Thank you, ma'am.
request all of you that you all can leave the meeting now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Vani, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Your golden words have really done remarkable
Thank you,
effect on
sir.
us.
Thank you, Dr. Bharti ma'am, and thank you, Afzal Wani sir. Thank you
Thank
all.
you so
Thank you,
much.
Govind
Thank
sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, alumni, Nitish, Gaurav, and Priyanka, and all the students who have participated in this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
And the student coordinators, as already Govind sir has said and mentioned the name, Pulkit and Ashutosh Bharti and Amaya, yes, the anchor of the program.
And
all the team.
also.
Yeah, Aryan
Aryan.
Gupta. Yes, Aryan. So keep it up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
At the end, I've been associated with at least two programs of IMS Law College, and it's been absolutely a very, very pleasant surprise actually that you have done extremely well. And I think under the guidance of Professor Bharti and all the faculty, the esteemed faculty members and the dedicated students that are there, it's a place that you're making for yourself. And we really look forward to in the future for many such programs and many more innovative efforts. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Under your guidance, Professor Bharti. Under your guidance, things will take place.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, Amaya.
Pulkit sir, yes, Pulkit sir, can we end the meeting now?
Yes, yes. Ashutosh?
Special thanks
मन
to
ही नहीं कर
Amaya.
रहा है बंद
आपको
Ashutosh,
चाय
we-
नहीं पिला
Ashutosh-
सकते ये
Yeah, I'm ending the meeting.
disadvantage. We can't serve a cup of coffee to you now.
So it's through this technology we are able to see you. Gave us the chance that once the lockdown gets unlocked,
Sure.
then we get you a chance to see you in our
Okay.
college as well.
Yes, yes, very nice. Invitation is
yes,
extended and it is in abeyance now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Tea
you. so much.
samosa.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
a good day, everyone. Thank you so much.
It has been very rewarding. It has been very illuminating. Nice of
Thank
you.
you so much. Sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations, Pulkit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Amaya did wonderfully.
Thank you, sir.